Morning everyone, 7:01 Monday morning, welcome back. We have funny situation. I had a customer phone me about a week ago asking for a dashcam booking for today. I love my judgment of people sometimes. Got to the point where I wrote the car in the diary but nothing else because I knew that they were going to cancel. We have the transit van job in, which is obviously a big job, and it is going to take all of my time anyway, but to the extent that I figured this person was going to book in, waste my time and then cancel at the last minute, so I didn't need to do anything else because we had the transit van to sort out. And sure enough, last night about 9 o'clock get a text message, not coming tomorrow, cancel the appointment, blah 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 blah, all the excuses, like whatever, don't really care. So that's freed up my day as expected. So me and Dan will be jumping flat on with the transit van. We need to get as much as we can done today so that we're in a position for finalising. We've got to order some bits and bobs, some leads for the head unit sound kind of thing. The van is under warranty, obviously it's brand new, so we've got to be kind of careful with it. I've explained to the customer about what we've got to do to it. We can be careful to a point of what we touch and how we touch, and most of the power feeds will be bolted. The signal cable can be a plug, so that's warranty safe, but we're adding speakers, so we're not relying on the full warranty of the speakers, so they shouldn't have a problem with that. So everything else should be pretty much okay, but we've still got to do it to a certain fashion. So we can get the car wired and everything put in today and finished with the rear speakers and all the cabling and bits and bobs, and run speaker cable to where we need it to go when I've got the plug-in tomorrow. And then it should just be kind of finalising the van, finishing things off for Wednesday, Thursday kind of thing. We've got another big job coming in Wednesday, and we've got an MR2 tomorrow for speakers and a head unit. So there's a lot going on, it's a busy time. And then I've got my bike stuff again next week, and then a dentist appointment and an optician's. God, let's all go. And then it's nearly Christmas, yay! I God, I hope we have some snow this year on the hill. It's going to be magic. But that's it. A day yesterday spent in the garden. I bought obviously the new toy, the concrete whacker or the plate whacker. So was running it around all of our sand that wifey moved, getting the sand to a level where we can start laying the stone slabs on for the patio, and then enjoy it next summer. But other than that, it was fairly chill. Nice roast dinner yesterday, kind of spent time with the family, did the milk shop, the dairy farm that sells milk, and you can make milkshakes and stuff and ice cream, so we went out there for a little bit and then start today. So a bit of a whirlwind at the minute. It's busy with work, which is good. Time for a coffee, wake my ass up, start the day, see you in a bit. Morning everyone, Monday morning, day 3 on the tranny. So I've started already making holes in the bulkhead, mounting one of the speakers. I'll show you that in a minute. As you can, here's Johnny. So I've already started, you bellend. I've already started making our mounts. We've got the 6 holes for the speaker adapter, and then the little hole instead of the big hole. So rather than having the speaker flush, we're doing the majority of the speaker in here, and then the magnet is just going to caress the back of the box. So actually when it comes to dynamat in the back, we can probably hide most of the speaker from the... Hello?
What?
Hello? What's the... Transit is doing transit things. comes from the factory with electrical issues.
It's just sat there randomly giving it. Oh, my handbrake doesn't work, by the way.
Bing bong! Problem. So this side I've already got the morel mounted. We've had to use a different kind of grill on this. Now, this is technically a Kicker KS grill, but it's the same size, obviously, for the morel. The Tempo doesn't come with grills because they're ideally meant to be mounted behind a panel that already has a speaker grill. So it's kind of like a standard upgrade. So we've modified a Kicker grill because it's plain and looking nice. I've carpeted what would be a plastic surround and trimmed both sides of it so it doesn't vibrate against anything. Obviously Dan's gonna continue the dynamat on the back of this speaker, but we've got one of the coaxials in, and obviously I just need to do this other side. We are then locating where we're putting the 2 key amps. I think we're gonna go with definitely one up there in the dash, so it's hidden, so that the tweeters and the 3.5 inch or whatever they are, 3 inch mid-range, they're going to run straight across the dash from here and then into the point here. We need to order a SOT lead, which is going to allow signal in, signal out without disturbing the plug for the warranty, and then we can run sort of speaker feeds from this to that. The mid is already in and done, but that's connected to the speaker cable that would be running to the head unit, so we'll use that for the crossover for the mid-range output, and then we'll use the upper mid and the tweeter off the crossover as well. So we've got lots to do, lots of figuring out and getting stuff in, but key 200.4 is going to go there. We're going to remove, Dan, come around the other side, this little panel here. What's that held in by, bud? Oh, it's just little poppers at the bottom. If you just pull that out, let's just get that out. You'll have to release those little clips at the bottom there. They just need popping out. They are just little poppers at the bottom, but with transit stuff, we've found that the clips are extremely strong, and the plastics that are holding them in are not. Didn't want to do that. Okay, we just fired screws and nuts and bolts everywhere. Great. Right, pull that away. So, have we got enough space? Let's have a little look. Enough space to put the key in there? No, we bloody haven't. Typical. Right, so we have got, I know we have got a bit of space down here where the factory amp is on a little plastic board, so we may be able to go down there. What I kind of want to do is leave the van as is. So the only thing we should be seeing in the van is the Kicker sub underneath the seat on a little plinth. We'll mount that so it can't jump about. I want the amps to be kind of out the way and tucked, and then all the storage stuff just left alone, that it's just on its own entity. We haven't got to worry about anything being kicked or hidden or seen. That's my focus. But we're going to get cracking on this. We'll give you an update in a bit.
So, just working away on the transit, getting cables and stuff ran, so signal cables to the rear speakers that are going back in a moment. Obviously Alex is making the mounts for them. Power cable, ground cable for the 500.1. 500.1 is going to live down in this corner. Just looking at the remote feeds to be able to do the turn on for the amps. And I was looking at the fuse box. I did find this fuse box in the description online. This is the fuse box just here, hang on, just there. But the way they've designed this fuse box is that, a bit of an awkward angle to show you, but the fuse box itself is backwards, and you have to prise the tabs. So there's a tab just above my finger here. There's another one down the bottom here. You take those tabs out, then that fuse box sits in that little cubby. Hang on, can't get to it because the light's crap in here. That black box there holds the other black part of that box up against each other, and the fuses are in the back part of it, just there, look. So you can't get a power probe in there. You can't change any of the fuses until you take all this crap out. Well done, Ford. Brilliant design. It's amazing. It's amazing. Alex is busy working away on getting the rear speakers in. He's done the signal cables to them. Obviously that'll all be covered up. Those signal cables there will all be covered. And there. That'll all have dynamite over the top of it once the speakers are mounted. So we'll give you a bit more of a shout back a little bit later on. Sorry?
Fucking hell.
Right then, so a little bit of an update for you. So cabling is coming along well. We need to go into the fuse box like I said before. However, we're doing a bit more cabling for the sub. So the orange cable is going to be the output to the actual subwoofer from the amp. However, we have a kicker L7T. So the bar's put back on the front of it, so this is like an anti-kick bar or luggage holder, whatever. But obviously the sub is sat behind it. Cabling runs underneath the carpet. This is a big piece of plyboard that's then been carpeted on top of. So I've had to get the cable underneath it from the back of the driver's seat, run it underneath the back there, just beside this, and then out through the back, so that it then comes out to the sub. Alex has finished up doing the pods for the rear speakers. Yes, that is intentional that they fire into the back of the headrests. The reason for that is we don't want it to be so bright at the back of the driver's head that it's just tinny and horrible. We'd like it to be a little bit not firing into the back of his head, really, I suppose. Speakers are there, mounted, ready to go. It is now just a case of making a little cover for those so that they can breathe, so that the coils don't overheat, and then dynamite over the top of that. And then that is it. We are about to head out for lunch, so we will catch up with you in a moment. Hang on, let me just turn this down. Hang on. Yeah, you don't get the bass line. Whee. Right then, bit of an update for the Transit. And an Alex. Oh yeah.
Hey.
Hey. Right. Hey. Hi. So, tweeters and mids are in the A-pillars. Doors are done, so we haven't got to worry about the mids and the doors. They're all ready to go. Alex has just finished up putting the A-pillars together. Let me just move some stuff on the seat so I don't sit on it. There we go. So, he's managed to get the air vent in here back in. So the ducting for the air vent. Oh, if Alex is kind enough, he might show you that one before he puts it back on.
They've seen it. It's on time lapse.
There you go. So the air vent's back in on both sides. So amazingly, the speaker is actually in there and is shallower than this little gap. So the air vent actually does sit back in there, is glued back in, same as the tweeter, so that's that sorted. Then we got the cables to them, left and right. The rear channel is soldered into my Key 200.4 harness. Obviously that'll be producing our own rear channel, as we've only got front channel coming from the head unit. I point at the head unit there, it's over there actually. But,
oh, look at that.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that shit.
Stop swearing. I get too many strikes and I'll have to edit more because they won't like it. You mother.
You'll have to edit that one out as well.
Prick. Right, so the stop lead, the T-harness has been ordered for tomorrow. So that's going to be in these things here. That's basically our front channel, those two there. But we don't want to attack these plugs and pull them apart because obviously Ford
might have a bit of a fit.
They'll have a fit. So we're trying to keep everything as normal as possible.
Returnable to factory.
So don't worry about the big holes that we've made in your rig. But there we have, so two front mids tweeters and then mid. Dan's got the key situated in there and we've got the 500.1 down here.
So 500.1 is, that torch has gone off, hang on.
There we go.
It is there, look, you can just see the end of it. Hang on, get that cable out of the way. So it's actually sat and bolted to some studs that are built into the
firewall.
Thank you, I was going to say bulkhead. And
200.4 is
200.4 is right at the back behind here. Look, you can just see me move the edge of it. It's this little bit of metal there, and then the cabling's going to come underneath here. So that's my earth and my remote and my live. It's going to come underneath here, plug in this side, signal in, signal out this. Oh, sorry, signal in this side, signal out that side. Magic.
Rears are all done. Let's go and show them the back.
So you've seen these.
Yeah.
You've seen these already. Obviously the speakers are behind the headrests, so if I was to take these out...
The reason we've done that is don't think that we're retarded. I can't say that.
You can't say that word?
Don't think that we're special and we haven't figured that out. We know that and I've done that for a reason. Simply because we want a lovely sound stage from the front. And if this speaker is pointing directly at this guy's head, it's going to sound absolutely awful. He's just going to have sound coming from the back of him and he's going to not hear the rest of it. So we've purposely done this so that people are in the back are not going to get blasted by a speaker completely behind the head, so that the sound is more dispersed into the back rather than firing straight at his head. So we have done it for a reason. It's not that we're lazy or we're stupid. There is thought behind it, so that it's not necessarily muffled. You'll still hear speaker sound in the back, but it's not going to be proper line of sight into the back of your head.
Bright as in your ear.
Yeah. And then in the back we have now the rear all sound treated, the speakers are covered, the cabling's covered, so that's nice and dead now, so we should have more control of the noise that's coming into the car. So that's that bit done. So we're pretty much buttoning up the last bits of the install, getting it ready for the SOT lead. Don't spin around too fast to make people sick. We're getting it ready for the last bit of the install, which will be connecting everything up tomorrow, and then we've got to basically go through 5 million screws, nuts and bolts, plug it all in, do a setup and a sound check, and yes, go from there. And I had a bit of a baddie as well. I managed to drop my trim tool and I caught the screen, and this idiot put a chip in it. Can you see the white dot?
You're overexposing it, I think. There you go. So just that little dot
there.
there.
2024 van. Picked up my trim tool, slipped, and I hit the screen with it. So we've bought him a new one. Yeah, I bought him a new one. I can't tell you how much that hurt. For dropping a trim tool on the customer's screen and ruining the 2024 display. Well, it's not ruined, but it's marked, and we can't have that. So yeah, so we've bought him a new screen to replace the one, and that is probably going to go, I don't know, Probably going to end up serving it to the kids for the next 6 months. They ain't eating. What a nightmare.
Well, damn.
Yeah. So, new screen coming. That's why everything is now out here, out the way, so that we don't get any more. It was a really, really stupid slip, and we never usually work with metal trim tools in the vehicle for that reason exactly. It's usually all plastic, but some reason, I know what it was the door section. We had to have something small and thin to prise out the plastic for the doors, and it was left on the seat, and as I went to grab it, I let go of it and it smacked the screen. So new screen coming. Bastard. You live, you learn.
So we'll catch up with you
In a bit.
in a bit. Right then, so a bit of an update for you. Let me turn this down again. So, update for you. Transit is coming along really well. We are now at a point where we're waiting for that. All right.
Yeah, buddy!
What do you want? We're now at a point where we're waiting for the slot lead to be able to go from the factory head unit and across to the key 200.4, out from the key 200.4 into the crossovers. Adding a bit of a brain fart there. All my wiring for inputs, outputs.
Dan, don't film me because of that behind me.
Shit. So, I've done all the wiring for the inputs and outputs for the A-pillars on both sides. That's into the crossovers, so you've got tweeter, mid-range, the woofer, which is the one in the door, and then the input from the key 200.4. That'll be our full range signal in, and then that will come out back to the factory harness, because we are using, or through the slot lead, we're using the factory harness into the door. And then obviously we've got rear channel coming out into our yellow cables here that then come up the A-pillar, across the headliner to the back of the car, to the rear speakers there. And then we've got the sub under the seat there. So speakers and sub will be coming off the same channel. Obviously with Kicker equipment, it's got the key Kicker Fit technology, so it can take an amplified signal in and then amplify it and process it and not worry about it, whereas if you tried to do that with any other amplifier, it would have a shit. I'm learning, right? Slowly, but I'm learning. But that's about it for today. So, busy old day today. It's 5:10. We're packing up. We're getting stuff tidied up. We've got tomorrow's job in. It will be staying with us overnight tonight. So, we've got a Toyota MR2. It's having a full system. Having Kicker stuff in it.
Yeah, Kicker speakers front and rear, components in the front, coaxials in the back. 77 DAB Pioneer Wi-Fi CarPlay and Android Auto. That's that, and then we can bang straight on with this, get this thing finished.
Cool.
Ready for a beverage tomorrow night and go Le Fini.
Sweet.
Hopefully.
So we're doing CS's in the front, DS's in the back.
That's right.
Sweet. Getting there, see? Look, I'm learning my stuff, man.
It's only taken a year.
But that is it for a Friday. We will give you a shout back tomorrow morning with more fun and games and a Toyota and some more transit fun. See you all tomorrow. And it's Snap on Tuesday, if Jody can be bothered to pull his finger out of his ass. See you in a bit.